All right, so let's get started. And actually, I should tell you about a cool thing I am doing, and I'm using an application to do it. So we have moved, and I haven't quite got my office set up. Normally, what I have, because I do a lot of webinars and remote help with agents, I have what's called an articulating arm. So I've got a big monitor, and then my laptop screen. So I've got two screens, but I haven't set it up yet. So I found an app called Duet, and that is not on the resource page, which I'll send you the link in a minute. And what it does is it uses my iPad as the secondary monitor. And if anybody, does anyone use two monitors when you're working? Because once you, oh look, you're gonna see all my stupid notifications now though, that's not good. So ignore the note, I think you'll see them, I'm not even sure now because I haven't presented this way, but Duet's pretty cool. So who uses two monitors? Because if you don't, I think you will find it amazing to use two monitors because you can be working on something and then doing something else on the other monitor, or having to look at something and typing on the other monitor. I can never go back. It's so hard for me to just use my laptop now without plugging it into another monitor. So you kind of just drag the stuff over to the other screen. Again, the app is called Duet. I totally don't remember if I paid for it or if it's free. I would definitely pay for it if it was free because it's amazing. Well, I hope it's amazing. We'll see if it doesn't crash out on me today. All right, so let's get started. Nobody answered me. Can you guys hear me? Come on the chat. Is anybody using dual monitors? Say yes or no, so I know you're there. No. Everyone's saying no. Yes. Mark, life-changing. Lynn, life-changing. Like, it's amazing, right? Okay, you guys are saying no. You got to go look up. It's the Duet one works with iPads, but I'm sure if you have two monitors, like, it's unbelievable. If you just have two monitors, you actually, Pam, you do. Hold on, Pam. Good morning. I'm gonna see you later. You do actually, but what people do when they do with two monitors, they usually have the same stuff on both monitors, but there's a way to change it to say extend. And that's what I'm talking about. So I see one thing on one monitor and I can drag stuff over to the other monitor and work with different screens. It's amazing. So check that out. There's my first app. Okay, thank you for answering, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna do a draw at the end of this for a free membership. I do this at all the webinars, a free membership worth $450 a year to my online school for agents, where I have a ton of courses. I kind of brain dump there and put all the information, recordings of all webinars if it works. I actually don't, I think the webinar is working. You can also get it on Facebook, but it's in a nice little easy to find stuff in my online school. I want to use dual monitors, but need more space. Oh yeah, you know what? Hey, so look up on Amazon, like articulating arm. That's what I did. Like, I've got a pretty big desk, which is awesome, but an articulating arm clips onto the back of your desk, and it actually frees up your desk space because then the stuff sits up high and you have all this room on your desk. It's amazing. Love it. I can't wait to set it up. I'm hoping I'll get that done this weekend. All right. So we have to, oh, is this going to work? Oh, good. We have to thank our sponsor first because Remax Crest sponsors these webinars to have me presenting to you. And so let's thank our sponsor and listen to this short 30-second, I think it's only 30 seconds. Oh, it's 26, 25 webinar. If you haven't met Cassidy, she's awesome. You can give her a shout. And, you know, I do a lot of work with Remax, but I also work with other brokerages. So if you want me to come to your office and do a little training, I would love it. So just hook me up. All right, let's get started. So first off, I always have to do this. I know so many of you for sure, but there's some new people, right? And maybe you've never heard of me. So let's just really quick talk about why I'm here doing this webinar. So that lovely guy is my husband. He is an agent, and I have, oh my gosh, many years ago I started looking at his systems. And then he started telling people, and then the brokerages found out, and then I speak and teach and train all over North America with systems. So my background, if you didn't know, I don't know how much I tell people each time, but my background is for many, many decades. I looked after servers, which, you know, those IT people in the back working on servers. I hated it. I like the server side and I like the technology side, but I really think I'm a people person. So I did that for many, many years. And then I decided that I wanted to just help people with technology because I find it so overwhelming. That was a long time ago, but now things change like this, right? It's tough for me too, because I have to always keep up on all this stuff. But so anyhow, Terry's my husband. He's an agent. And every time there's some new system, I always check it out with him. And he's been very helpful in this. I was on 3 seasons of Get Connected TV. Nobody's ever seen that. I always laugh about that. I've been on newspaper, radio, magazine. I have a bunch of IT designations, blah, 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 right? I teach at our real estate board of Greater Vancouver. I teach the DocuSign course there, and Terry actually teaches a course called, what's your course called, Terry? List with Maximum Exposure. Go to that one because it's getting great reviews about that. I also teach at the California Association of Realtors. Hard for me to say this morning. And I was rated top 100 women changing the shape of real estate. And I am not an agent. And I live, eat, and breathe, and all my clients are agents, so I know all the lingo you guys use, and I understand the software and technology, and systems are systems, really. It's having them set up properly so that you can be streamlined. And I'll talk a little bit about that with some of these apps that we're going to talk about today. Oh, that doesn't look right. I thought he fixed that. Okay, 2 decades I've been in with, it's actually more than 2 decades, but let's go with 2 decades, right? Doing information technology. I used to program, I used to build websites, I used to run email servers, I used to look after wireless devices in an enormous environment. And so now it's so easy for me to figure out why things aren't talking to each other, why devices aren't working, laptops, devices, email, contacts, calendar, CRM, why things aren't syncing. And that's really my specialty. All right. So my goal is always to get people set up, really looking at top down. And we're going to talk about some apps about this as well. So top down, why your stuff may not be working. So contacts, calendar, email, is everything syncing? Because it's possible nowadays, tablets, laptops, everything, right? And if you're having problems with that, let me know, okay? Let me know. Mark, I'm trying to talk, monitor things. 5 years with AGI. I don't know what AGI is. What's that spelled out? Acronyms, I tell you. Maybe I've forgotten. Okay, so step 1 in your business, from a technology standpoint, you should look at top down. Contacts, calendars, domain, email. Then you look at storage, folders, file management. Then we look at managing your business with a CRM. And then we look at how to grow your business with social media and other things, okay? So that's kind of what I do, and I look at everybody's from a top down, because what I find, do you ever feel like that, you guys? You're kind of all over the place, and you don't know where to start, and it's frustrating, and it's, because you don't have the knowledge to get it set up. But hopefully today, some of these apps are going to help and get you more streamlined. So this is how I feel most agents are. They're riding that bike with square wheels. It'll get you there, but boy, it's slow and painful, right? So today, apps are going to help, of course. System setup is going to help, of course. And hopefully, we'll get you set up by riding on round wheels and getting you there with a smooth and happy. That guy's way happier. All right. If you do need mentoring, you're going to get an option after to get all the links and everything that we talk about. And this is what I do for a living. I do one-on-one coaching, and I speak with brokerages, and I speak at conferences, and I have an online school. And so if you stay to the very end, you'll get the PDF if you want of this. Well, actually, there won't be a PDF of this because I'm going to do everything live. How about that? I'm not just doing a PowerPoint presentation, just the beginning and a little bit at the end. And then I'm actually going to show you these apps live. And again, you guys, can you please type in what apps, and Facebook people, I can't monitor all these different things. I'll answer you guys later if you're watching on Facebook. All right. So if you have an app that you absolutely love, can you type it in, like something you can't live without, whether it's personal or business? I'd love to know, because I don't know everything. I'm just going to tell you apps that I know, that I found out about, that I love, and that I know will help your business. Okay. So in the chat box. Join our Facebook group. You'll get a link to that as well. And, see, there's one I already don't know. Spotio. I might have to go look up that. And later on, if you don't mind, JR, maybe I can turn on your mic and we can talk about what some apps are other people put some apps on there, and we can talk about what they are and how I work on my resource page. I'll show you that in a second. I put apps that I love, and if I test something, Grammarly, I love Grammarly. I actually pay for Grammarly. Oh, I love this. I love interaction. Thank you, you guys. At the end of this, you're going to get an option to work together if you want for a deal, and you get some deals on my school. I generally, what happens, I work with 10 hours with an agent. I fix whatever we can, which is most things, okay? That's the best package, and I'm going to talk about that. But at any time, so I'm going to try and grab this again. This is so out of my forte when Ray is not here, because he always puts this in here. So let me just, I'm going to put it in darcitalks.tips/webinar. Did I type it right? Hopefully. Grab that, put it in a URL, fill out the thing, and then you'll get redirected to the page that has the specials and a bunch of other stuff that I have been talking about. Okay, let's just see here. How much time do you feel you waste with technology and systems? Just curious, right? Because I talk about this every time. I'm just curious because I know it's so frustrating. And lots of people are like, oh, not another software update, right? 20 minutes a day is about the average, which means 15 days a year. That's crazy. And we average that out. That means you waste about $6,000 to $60,000, depending on how long you've been in business, 1 year, 10 years, right? That's a lot. Because your systems aren't set up properly. You don't know that an app can do this, an app can do that. So we will talk about that today. And we're okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna now show you stuff. Are you ready? Hold on, I lost the, how did I lose that? Just a sec, I gotta go back to the chat because I've lost the chat. Oh, it's so nice having an assistant. Okay, here we are. Let's see, who else? Too much. I hear you, absolutely love Mighty Text. Can text from your computer, and of course, WhatsApp. Oh, yes. I'm just reading this. WhatsApp's awesome. Facebook, yes. Instagram, those are social media platforms. Grammarly. Let's see. On the train, won't turn on mic. Spodio is a door knocking app where you can pin homes and track what happened at each lead. Oh, not home, not interested. Oh, interesting. So if you're a door knocker, hey, Lynn, I know you are. You might want to look at that app. That's fantastic. Thanks, JR. That's fantastic. Okay, nice. Good morning, Maggie. Reevolve, yes. That's an American. Leon, you must be from the US, I'm guessing. Yes, that's an American company. Yeah. Okay, let me get out of this PowerPoint presentation. Okay, just 1 second. I gotta figure out how to do this without killing things. Okay, perfect. So first off, what I want to give you is, I'm gonna flip this over here. See, I'm using two, right? Two screens. So I'm looking at one, and then I'm using Duet to throw up this. So throw up. What app is for door knocking? You missed it. Yep, it is called Spodio. And you know what I'm going to do? So look at this, Darci Talks. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put it in our chat. You guys can go here as well. I'm going to talk about apps that I love, and I'll test out Spodio. Let me just, I'm going to write this down, Spodio. And if I like it, it'll go on here. So I'm pretty particular with, well, actually, you know what? Let me just, I'm going to type it in here because in case you can't, Spodio. That is what JR said. There you go. Outside sales software. Cool. We'll look at that later, but that's how you spell it. S-P-O-T-I-O. I believe that's correct. Okay. So I wanted to talk about something that I just discovered. Has anyone heard of Eli Report? Now, I don't know, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not for US. Sorry, you guys, I'll be very brief on this, but the Eli Report. Has anyone heard of that? Yes, no? Participation. Yes. Okay. So I actually went and met with them because I'm Terry and I are both living downtown. He is here too. And they're only a couple blocks away, so we went and met with them. And they're a pretty new company. And right now their service is free. And there probably is something similar in the US, I'm sure, but it's still sister. Yeah, so if you go to darcitalks.com resources, so I put that link in the chat. And I've got all these apps that I love, but the Eli Report, what it does, let me go grab, because they gave me, oh no, what did I do with it? Yeah. Okay, hold on. He sent me a report and I must have accidentally closed it. So what it does is that Let me get it first. Hold on, just a sec. I gotta go find the darn, what was the guy's name? Jamie, that was his name. Just a sec. Really, you really need an assistant, people. Okay, okay, that's pulling up the report. Okay, cool. Okay, gotta pull this over here. Oh, you got it, you see it there. Okay, so what this does, okay, you guys ready? Because this is so cool. Hold on. It's so much easier with an assistant, seriously. Okay, chat. Ray, never again. Okay, auto prop is good too. Okay, what this does is you upload all the strata docs, so the HOA, and I don't know if it'll be for Americans, but we can ask them because I don't know. It's word searching, so it might work. So what happens is that you import the, Terry's kind of listening to me. So we put the minutes. What else did we import? The Form B, the
bylaws.
Bylaws. Was that it?
They're going to work on the depreciation report.
And they're working on depreciation
Financials.
and financials. But what basically it's such an easy thing. We were watching and you just grab the minutes that you save, right? Some agent is giving you a link and you save it to your Google Drive or Dropbox, OneDrive, iCloud Drive, wherever you save your data. If they did their job right, you shouldn't have to save it to whatever they've given you the link in. Let's say Dropbox. If I'm a Google Drive user, I download it to Google Drive, not Dropbox, okay? So besides that, you then take the documents, you put them into here, and this is something like a report that you would get. It would pull the image of the building, where it's located, other information about the building, and then it talks about the turnover data. This is for the last 2 years, how much the building's turned over. They're just doing an update next. I think it was actually today or yesterday. So this probably will be changing based on all the realtors who had been testing this. And so here's what's cool about it. So anything red means that there's rental restrictions. So this one means there's rental restrictions. So you can imagine, do you like looking through minutes? So this takes all the minutes and is looking for certain words and it pulls the information out. And if I want to go view that where it is in that whatever form it is, I just click on it and I can actually go look at it in more detail. Does that make sense? Okay, let me just go pet restrictions. So it would show all these different pet restrictions and when the things have changed. So this is all from a July 4th meeting, I guess, or bylaws, smoking, barbecue, move-in, and then it talks about financial metrics, annual budget, annual repair maintenance, all this cool stuff, and in graphs, and then cash reserve. And they're making this better and better and better. And then key issues, what's happening. So this particular property, roof membrane. So it's just a snapshot. And I do think, you know what, I didn't ask a lot of questions about where can't see why not, as long as you can upload minutes, bylaws, financials, I can't see why it would matter where you are. So that is on my website. You can go to the Eli Report and you can go check out that. Is that cool? Do you like that? I thought it was really, yeah, right? No, I think it's everywhere. So check it out. Maggie, I'm sure that it'll be everywhere in BC. Dennis, it is currently free. I would guess that at some point they would upsell because, like, you know, things are free. Like, I do this for free in hopes that you'll use me one day, you know, to help you, right? Because you can't live off free. So it is currently free and they're collecting information and based on stuff that you request, they're changing the app. And I think it's really cool. So yes, permission needed from Strata to upload. I have no idea. Don't ask me legal questions. I'm guessing they've got that covered. So find out from Eli Report. And they're really awesome, 2 guys that we met with. So check out Eli Report. And I don't know legal stuff, but it was pretty cool to watch. Terry, do you know, do they have permissions to upload Strata documents?
You have to read the request form that you get signed from
there
the
you
seller.
Go. Did you just hear what he said? You have to read the request form that you get signed from the seller. It allows you to do that. Okay, so we want that on there. Okay, so let's go down. I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about, okay, I'm going to talk about my favorite. I have talked about this before, but does anyone know, and I know there's a few of my clients that are on here, and I'm sure you're using this already, but it is one of these applications that I think is, I don't know what would happen if I didn't find it, if I stopped using it, because it's amazing. It's my password saver. So what I found is that people usually are writing their passwords down. You don't have to fess up, but writing it down on a notebook, on a piece of paper. Maybe one step better is an Excel spreadsheet. One step better than that is a password protected Excel spreadsheet. And then back to not being great is adding it to Outlook. So I'm going to kind of show it to you, but I can't show you everything because it's my passwords, right? But I'm going to kind of show you, I'm going to kind of show you how it works. So has everybody heard of Roboform? And also on my darcitalks.com/resources, if I can get, like, if I love an app, I'll try and talk to the vendor and say, hey, I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to tell people about it. Can you give them a deal? And thank you, Melvine. She loves it. Who else loves Roboform? And Roboform, which is interesting, I know there's lots of other password keepers out there. I think the top two are probably LastPass and Roboform, right? Now, what Roboform does, and I'm going to give you a tip, even whatever you're using, also, hopefully it's some kind of electronic version. I also, oh no, you found it cumbersome. No, that's not good. Okay, I've been using Roboform for, I don't know how many years, many years. So I'm going to show you kind of how it looks, but again, keep in mind I can't show you everything because, you know, it is my passwords. So what happens here, okay, so it recognizes these are the last things that I've logged into. But if I wanted to log on to, I don't know, I'm not going to, right? Scotiabank. I could just type in Scotiabank and I could log on. Anything that I say Scotia, it finds it and puts it up to say, click in here. If I wanted to, I just click on it and it'll automatically log me into the Scotiabank or whatever. Almost all apps, 95% of apps will work, okay? So what the other cool thing it does is that if do you guys buy anything off Amazon or is it just me? Right? Okay, so you buy something, yes, it's an app on your computer, it's an app on your phone, and they just maybe, oh, I'm gonna say 3 months ago, it used to be on your phone and all you could do is, you know, you use your thumbprint to get in, or you the secure long master password to get in, and then you could go search for passwords. But yes, it will work in the US. Yes. Okay. Yes. Unbelievable. So what that does now is if I go on a web browser on my phone, I actually now can, and I'm logging on to something, I actually can say to Roboform, go get the password, or search for the password and enter the information into it. It's a really, really fantastic tool. And what I can't show you is that what it also has is it has a spot to put what we call identities. So I'm an identity, and let's say Terry is an identity. And in the identity, you put your address, and it might be a home address and a business address, and you can put your business credit card and your personal credit card and so we have, actually this is probably not an app tip, but a tip for business people, because you guys are all business people, right? You should have a personal credit card and a business credit card. We have personal, business, and joint. So if we're purchasing house stuff, it goes on the joint. If I'm buying stuff, get my hair done, it goes on my personal. If I'm buying business applications and stuff, it goes on my business credit card. And it's way easier to keep track of things than using one credit card for one thing. But so what Roboform does is I put all my credit cards in, and when I'm going to pay for stuff, I actually pick which credit card, and it auto-fills the information into the fields. Crazy, right? It's so great. Pam says it's been a lifesaver, especially when on holidays and you need to remember a password, right? Yes. So maybe, you know, or you're, I don't know, logging on to something and you haven't logged on to it for a while, or someone else's computer and you can't remember. You just open up the app on here and you go and look at what your password is. You can also Roboform the app on the phone. It's kind of like Roboform has their own browser, kind of like that's how it is. So you could actually just go inside Roboform, search for whatever, Scotiabank, and tap on it and it'll log you in, okay? I can't believe how amazing it is. And I'm going to give you a tip. I don't know if anyone is following me this, but I had my computer. I had a horrible week last week. So my main computer died. I go to the store and I buy another computer. Well, my computer's, you know, gone for 4 or 5 days to get fixed. The whole motherboard died and I had to get a new one. And then I got this new computer and it crashed as well. Let me tell you. And then I went to the store again and I had to get another computer. And now I have an Acer, which I absolutely love. It's been remarkable. It's fast. I love it. But what was a saving grace for me, one is, okay, you guys have heard this before, but my files are up in the cloud. So I had stuff to do, and I was going to teach at some brokerages, and I had some webinars. It was stressful because can I borrow Terry's laptop? I had to find a laptop to use, right? I just go and got my stuff. My stuff was up in the cloud. And when I got the other computer, I just brought everything back down. And this is what I do with Roboform. Are you ready? Every time I purchase software, like let's say, I'm just trying to think. I've done like antivirus. So you buy antivirus, they send you the email with the link, with the key, the code, right? I put that link, I create just a little note inside Roboform, and I put what it is. I use WebRoot software antivirus. I put that as the title. Inside the note, I put the download, and I put the key, and I put when I purchased it. Because now I have to reinstall software. All I do is like, oh yeah, and I actually, oh, you guys are gonna laugh, but I actually have a folder on my computer in my Google Drive that says software that needs to be reinstalled. And so I don't forget what everything that I need to do to reinstall, right? So it is amazing, amazing, amazing. So Leon, would you say this is app for, yes, it does work in the room. By the way, I met you 2 years ago in San Diego at a real estate convention. I'd like to tell you that you, out of everyone out there, you are the most informative, and up to date. Love your knowledge, energy, information you're sharing. Aw, thank you. I love hearing that. And it was awesome in San Diego. That must have been the California Association of Realtors. I spoke there 2 years in a row. I got to get back there because it's an amazing conference. And as agents out there, we've got agents in Canada, agents in the US. And, you know, it's great to mix up and go to different conferences, even if it's not, you know, within your certain brand, to go to some different conferences. Like their conference is amazing. Don't you think, Leon? That's a great conference. And of course, it's in California, so who doesn't want to go there, right? Okay, so any questions on Roboform? I really appreciate you putting that. It makes me feel great. What a great way to start a Friday. Any questions about Roboform? Otherwise, I'm moving on. No questions. Okay. Okay, let me, I don't want to talk about that. Where's the other thing? I don't want to talk about that. I'm just whipping through the stuff that I really want to talk to you guys about. Nope. Oh, I gotta move Suket off there. They went out of business. Oh, I'll talk about Fiverr. Happy March 8th. It's International Women's Day. Power to the ladies. Happy March 8th. Thank you. That's awesome. Okay. So does anyone not know about Fiverr? Because if everybody knows about Fiverr, I won't talk about it. And if you don't, then let's talk about Fiverr, because Fiverr is a great, okay. Well, one person hasn't heard about it. I'm talking about it. And even though you may have used Fiverr, and you get a $5 credit, you used to anyhow, by using the link on mine, because again, I love things that work. And some of these, you know, when I talk to the vendors, they say, well, thank you for also telling people about us. And I get something. So I don't even know. I think with Fiverr, I get 5 and you get 5. I can't even remember now. But Fiverr is, so let's say it's really anything, and it's not $5. How it started out a long time ago is that everything was $5. And of course, you know, as it got bigger and bigger and bigger, not everything is $5. But what it does, let me just tap on it. Okay, what Fiverr does is that you can find, I'm not going to log on. Oh, no, I don't want to log on. And I don't log on with Facebook either on this. Okay, so let's say, actually, perfect example. I am going to go to Fiverr next week because I'm trying to find somebody who's an expert in in Google Sheets, and I need some graphs done, and I don't have time. My assistant is he's better than I am about doing graphs, but I don't want to spend the time. So I can create a job on here and say, this is what I want, and have people bid on it. It's kind of like Upwork. in that sense, because they just started doing that. You could do that, but you can also go find people. So, you know, you need someone to do editing, you need someone to do blogs, you need someone to do voiceovers or SEO, and it's people from all over the world. So of course, people in certain countries, it's going to be less expensive to do things, right? So I've used it for so many things. I'm trying to think. So banners for, because different banners, right? You want your theme consistent, and different banners on Facebook is different than YouTube, is different than LinkedIn, is different than all these different platforms, right? So you can go and look for someone and say, this is my branding, and I want 6 different banner sizes, and they'll do it for you for a set fee. So Fiverr is amazing. What I would do if I was you, and I'll tell you just from learning about how Fiverr works. Oh gosh, they've changed their website since let's just say you want to do voiceovers. This is how I look at it. So, oh, they've totally changed this. So, okay, so down here, this is people that do voiceovers. So you can see best selling, which is usually a good indicator that they're good. And then you can say newest. So you can kind of look at, you know, who people recommend. And then in here, this person has 1,000 5-stars. So, well, that's pretty good. So I would go look at what people are saying about the turnover. Inside here, they always have what work they've done on whatever it is, SEO, graphics, whatever you've chosen. So this would say, and you have to read the particulars because you're paying for a certain thing, right? So you have to read, if you're doing something that they only allow 1 redo, you have to know 1 redo, because then if you do 2 redos, it's going to be more money, okay? But you can look at this. So voiceover starts at, you know, $14 and 3-day delivery. And you can scroll down, and where's the reviews? Here's the reviews. So you could look at all the people and what reviews they've given that person. So I would stay away from, you know, obviously crappy reviews. Reviews are awesome, and these are legit reviews for sure, because I'll comment and say whether they're great or not, and we'll see that on the reviews, okay? Because that's what they run off of. You know, you want to be a 5-star person. Look how many this person's done. So she's probably really good if you're looking for someone on voiceovers, right? So how about that? Literally anything. If you look at graphics and design, digital marketing, writing and translation, videos and animation, music and audio, program and tech. Actually, this one here, I'll show you. I actually can't remember if it's still on my site or not. I've changed my site so often. I had this animation here was done with the people on Fiverr. Okay, and we went through, no, I don't like this, move this, right? So this, if I remember correctly, we'll just whip through this for a second. It's because it's less than, it's not very long. Oh, you can't hear me anyhow, but look at it later and you can see, and they did all the text. I gave them the script, and I think it cost me $60. It wasn't very expensive. So that's Canadian, which for my American friends is 25% less, at least 25%. I haven't looked in a while because it's scary. Our dollar is a little less than the US dollar. Okay, that makes sense? So how do you like Fiverr for you guys who haven't heard about Fiverr before? Pretty cool, right? Yes? I love Fiverr. Okay, let's whip through this. It's fun. You can do it for fun stuff, and you can do it for business as well, right? There's so many different things that you can do. Let me go back. I also wanted to show you. Oh, yeah, okay. PC or Mac, we're doing the commercial. Can you type in if you're a PC or a Mac user? And I want to talk about these. I can't tell you, a lot of people don't know until I show them these tools. Okay, so mostly PC, but Mac. Okay, so things that come with the device free, if you didn't know, okay? With a PC, there's something called snipping tool. So you can just search for snipping, and they're changing snipping tool. Oh, I don't know when it's changing, but soon it's changing the name. I'm kind of getting used to the new interface. I like the old interface. I'm sure I'll get used to the new one. You guys notice, any of you Google users, have you noticed that Google's changed how contact looks on the web version of Google and the calendar interface? I use it all the time, and I'm helping agents with uploading and importing contacts and exporting and doing labels and stuff like that. And they're like, they've changed everything around. But I'll get used to it. I'm sure you will as well. So snipping tool, you thought you'd done something to my computer. Yeah, no, I know they changed it. Will this webinar be available for viewing? So a great question, Canna. It is going to be in Facebook. Of course, you're going to have to scroll if it's weeks later. But I always try and record this and put it in the online school. That's one of the benefits of being an online school member, which you'll get a deal to join, I think at half price. I'm not really sure now what we changed the deals recently. And that, you get another free webinar that I just work with my private clients and the online school people, ask Q&As and all that stuff. So you're a member already, nice. So you will get access to this. Give us until mid next week, because Ray's away on vacation and he uploads it, edits it, and puts it up in the school and then lets everybody know. Okay, back to snipping tool. So snipping tool is let me just show you. Do you see this little icon on the bottom here that has the little scissors? If I open that up, come on, hold on, it's on my other screen. It brings up this little thing. This is the old version. They are changing it, and I don't know what's happened now because it's back to the old version. So I want to just send something to somebody. I go tap on here, and I want to say, this. And it's just a free thing. And the Mac, you have one that's called Grab. That comes with Mac, very similar. This is an amazing, I use snipping tool all day long. So it's kind of like if you use Jing. Jing is more, Jing is awesome as well. So Jing, you guys heard of Jing? Oh, Mark, okay, great question. If you can't find snipping tool, you just go to your Windows thing on the bottom, and you can just start typing snipping, and it's right there. Okay, you ready for a tip? I just typed it in, and I want to put it on my taskbar because I use this all day long, right? You say, mine says unpinned from taskbar because mine's pinned, but you say pin to taskbar and it'll always be in the bottom. For any app that you use all the time, you guys, if you notice, all my frequently used apps are on the bottom of my taskbar because I've done this. I've pinned them to my taskbar. And Jing is awesome. Is that good, Mark? Do you see how you can find it now on your laptop or your PC? So this is awesome. And again, they are changing this, so it's gonna say, no, I don't want to keep that. That's fine. But you can do quick screenshots of anything. And I use it all the time. Again, Jing is a free service. You can only do so many minutes of video, but Jing is also amazing because what Jing does a little bit better than snipping tool is that you can put text and stuff and arrows and other things inside Jing instead of, it's kind of basic snipping tool, but you'll still use snipping tool all the time. Okay, and talking about, now, would you find that handy? Quickly, how are you oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, here, I'm going to go over here. I know, it's my English. Jing. Okay. Jing comes from TechSmith, who are the creators of Camtasia as well. Okay, so go to Jing, and it might be on I must have it somewhere on my resource page as well at some point. You can check.
I use Jing.
Terry uses Jing. You see, he's in the background listening to me. He loves Jing. Yeah, I love Jing too. J-I-N-G. Perfect. Okay, let me go back over here. I'm going to show you also some cool, another thing is that what I do, let's say I'm having problems with some technology, or I want to show someone something and I want to do a video. I don't know why it's free. I totally don't get it, but it's called Loom. Okay, and I'm going to show you Loom. Here, I'll go to their website. I know it's on my page, but it's probably easier. Loom video. Whoops. Hold on. Loom video. Use Loom. So Loom, I've set it up. Allow. Yes, this is all my recordings. I use it all day long. If you cannot tell this, so I might be working with my assistant saying, "Can you use Loom on your phone?" I have no idea, Suzanne. That's a fantastic question. I have no idea. Okay. I use a different recording. There's a recording on the phone, which I've totally forgotten what the name of it is. It comes with, I can't remember because I just recently used it when I was having a problem. But here's another thing. I use Air Server. If I want to share, I'll show you what Air Server is. And it's a page. Oh, I'm totally getting distracted. Wait, let me show Loom first, and then I'll show you Air Server. I love apps. One more question I got to answer with Snipping Tool. Could you capture a video and move it to Facebook? With Jing, you can, not with Snipping. It doesn't do videos. It's just images. Okay. All right, but this you could. So Loom, so see how Loom is an extension here on my browser? So I installed the extension, and then let's say I want to record, I don't know, this. So all it says, hey, did you get a haircut? Hey, I did too yesterday. But anyhow, it's the wrong video, so I just usually turn off the video. Do you want to just do the screen? You want to do your webcam as well, and you start recording. And it actually won't work because I'm using the recording now, so I can't show you. But what happens is it'll record whatever you want. You're talking, saying, hey, this isn't working on your site. Or I do this with my agents. Something's wrong. And I'll talk, and you can see me or not, depending on if I want you to or not. And I'll just point out stuff, look at this, look at that. And it's amazing. And it's free. I don't know why it's free, to be quite honest with you. Like, look how often I use this. Yeah, right? Once you start finding an amazing app, like I use it, I've got hundreds of them, and I can always go back. And all you do is you just send the link to the person. Just say, hey, I did a recording for you of the issue or whatever, this great thing, or whatever, good things, bad things, and you just send it to people. And then they click on it. They could, so what was I having? Oh, I was a problem with my calendar. I was having problems with my calendar. You know how fun that is. So I would send this link. I send this link to people. They can watch this. They can also write a comment inside here, and I would get notified that they looked at it and that they asked a question or made a comment, which is pretty amazing. They must have a paid version. I don't know. Their support's phenomenal. You'll always find that when I'm recommending applications, the support has to be good for everything, because otherwise, if something's not working, well, that's not fun, right? So Loom, and Loom is good, amazing. Okay, so let's flip down here. Any questions? Oh, I was going to talk about this. I don't know if this is useful for you guys. It might be, and I think I paid $25. I don't think it's annual, but let me just show you what it does. Let me just show you just a sec. Okay, I'm gonna do this. One sec. Oh, it's just this is. Hold on, I gotta open it up. It's called Air Server. It's an app that you download on your computer. Okay, and I'm just gonna say try it because I'm using the just a sec. Yes. Okay. All right. So here we go. You're gonna see what I can do, which is pretty cool. Okay. So I'm going to whip this over here. So with this thing called Air Server, I can show my iPhone or iPad, and I can record it as well. I think on this one, yeah, I can record what I'm doing, and it just records the screen. So, oh, bless you, Terry. So if I tap on here, Rugby Sevens going this weekend. Anyone else? Rugby Sevens, so fun. So I'm just flipping through here, and you can see exactly what I'm doing on my phone. If I went to my text message or whatever, I'm just flipping through all the different things on here. So that's pretty cool. So if I wanted to show you an iPhone app, I could, which is cool, right? So this is called, and that's not on my resources, but that is called Air Server, AIR Server. And I'm going to have my assistant listen to this when he gets back, and I'm going to have him put it on my resource page, because there's some apps that no, Air Server is a streaming thing. I don't think it's just for Apple. I think it's for any device. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it isn't just for Apple. It's for any device, Samsung or Android, Blackberries, iPhones, doesn't matter. I don't think. Don't quote me on that. You have to look it up. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. How are we doing? 9:45. Is there anything in particular you guys want to know about? I'm going to minimize this. Oh, what else? There was some, I know someone actually requested about photo editing apps. And here's all the photo editing apps that I love. And so, of course, there's free versions of everything, right? Makes sense. There's free versions of everything. So whether you want to be a paying customer of them depends on how much you use it, right? So PicMonkey, I pay for it because we'll take graphics and we would be able to, sorry, I got distracted by the questions. Would you use Loom instead of BombBomb? That's a good question. No. So if you don't know what BombBomb is, and this again is American app, not American, well, it is an American app, but it can be used in North America. BombBomb is video, sending a video to a person via email. And this Loom is, you can have your image in there talking, but it's recording your desktop. So you could, I guess. Oh, Loom doesn't work on phones yet? Okay, thank you. But BombBomb does. So if you just want to send, BombBomb's awesome, but you have to use it. I know there's lots of people out there that just pay for BombBomb and never use it, but you need to use BombBomb, my friends, if you're paying for it. Okay, so BombBomb is a quick way. It's a plug-in to Google that you can do a quick video and send it to people via email. You can use their app on here and send a BombBomb video. But Loom really is a screen recording. So you can see yourself and talk to people while you're showing them stuff on the screen. So it is, you get the difference? They're kind of different applications. Okay, Gordon, I think you wanted to know more about editing stuff. So PicMonkey and Canva are probably, well, I'm going to say Canva is probably more popular than PicMonkey. Canva is free. There's a free version of Canva that you're able to edit, add things, create these cool graphics yourself. And so I'll show you Canva first because, gosh, I haven't logged on with Canva in ages. Let's hope my Roboform works. Here's a perfect example of how Roboform works. All right. So I haven't logged on. So I've got an amazing assistant who does most of my stuff now. So I don't really log on to things anymore. And so let's see if it still works. It should recognize that I'm on Canva. See, it's loading it. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, this is a bad example. But I can, there you, oh, I'm not, okay, so you know why it isn't keeping it? Because I must log on with Facebook or Google. I'm going to guess I probably do it with Google. So let's just see. Because I haven't logged on, it's a new computer. It's asking me to log on again. If I was on my original computer, it wouldn't. So, you know, you got the whole thing is, do you want to use it? Yes, I want to, you got to, sorry, you guys. I'm doing this on the fly. We couldn't find an account number, so I'm going to do it with Facebook. I totally can't remember how I logged in originally with this because Ray's doing it for me. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So see these? We're doing a new website. And so Ray has been creating these graphics. And so he'll do the graphic. So it's going to say, meet me. Now, see, you get your hair cut. Now you got to get a new image. It looks similar enough, right? Maybe. So you, he got the image, and then he was able to find a template to put the left-hand side on. Look at all that. Like, these are all the ones that we've done for different things, okay? All these different things that we've been playing around with. I did a Realty Juggler webinar. I'm going to do, I did one, oh, so long ago. Would you guys be interested? Now it would be paid. A paid Realty Juggler webinar to show you how to start using it properly. And I did this ages ago, and this is one of the ads that I did for this. So let me know if you're interested in that. I was thinking about it as I was moving. I came across all my Realty Juggler stuff, notes about this, and I thought, oh, I should really do another one because it was highly attended and people loved it with the drip campaigns. And we walked, it was a class. It wasn't just you listening. We actually physically, you needed to be able to access your computer. So watch me on your iPad and then have your computer and go through the setup and doing the drips. So you do need two screens, right? At least watching on one iPad, one device, and then doing it on your computer, okay? So Canva, is that what you're talking about, Gordon? So Canva is amazing. So I can create a design. I'll just kind of show you. PicMonkey is similar. I just originally was a paying customer of PicMonkey, and you can kind of do different things on PicMonkey as well. Canva is really more for creating graphics, and PicMonkey, you can take an image and you can put vampires on it and blood dripping down their face. You can do this, but you can also do other funky things, which I really liked about PicMonkey. Okay, so it actually says, well, what are you doing? So Instagram posts are different than Facebook posts. The sizing is different, so it actually tells you, you know, if you want to do a Facebook post, it's this. If you were doing an Instagram story, it's this. Facebook story is this. So if you're doing a cover, it's this. So let's say you're doing an Instagram post, we click on this. Okay, and then you can whip through all the different, this is food, but you can search for, I don't know, real estate. Let's just see, let's just say houses is probably houses. Okay. Well, that doesn't look, okay, let's just say it's this house. So there's that house. You can change the text, you can change the colors, you can change the image if you wanted to upload a different image. You can do a bunch of different things. You save it, and then you can use that anywhere you want, right? That's pretty cool. How about that? Did that answer your question, Gordon? Canva, PicMonkey. There's also some apps on your phone as well. Awesome. So Canva, again, Darci resources, photo editor section. These are the ones I really like. Stencil is one that, I'll just show you what Stencil is. It used to be called, in case you used to use this, it used to be called Save As Image. And it's now called Stencil. I guess they bought it out. Let's try Roboform again, see if it works. Again, I never use these anymore. Look, there we go. So tap in there, it keeps my password, it logs on for me. Did you see how amazing Roboform is? Hey? Yeah, Roboform's awesome. Okay, so it'll show me my uploads. All right, these are ones I've used because we've done different, using PicMonkey for different things. There's templates that they have. It is similar, but I find this really cool to use as well. It has some stuff with words on it already. If you're doing quotes and you don't know, I can just tap on here and get rid of the text that was pre-done in there. Now I have a thing, I can do the background. I can upload a different background. I can change the background from white to red. I can change the font. You get the idea, right? That you can just do a bunch of cool things. I don't know, I paid for Stencil once. I don't know the cost anymore, so you'd have to go and check it out yourself. But I really like Stencil as well. And plus they have a ton of photos. So you're supposed to get photos that are bought, right? So you're not supposed to just go grab stuff off the internet. So a lot of times that's what we do because we want to be use royalty-free photos that we're paying for already. So if I'm looking for, let's say, a computer, I'm allowed to use these and I'm allowed to use them inside Stencil and anywhere else. Does that make sense? And so that's what's great about Stencil, about PicMonkey. They have photos. About Canva, there's photos there as well. Okay. All right. We have got 8 more minutes. Let's see. Oh, free photo sources. Yeah. So on my resources, you want to flip down and there's free photos in here as well. That you can use. Of course, there's some paid ones as well, but these are some free ones if you're looking to be authentic when you're grabbing pictures, because you shouldn't just Google and download. It's not really allowed. Are you going to get in trouble for it? Maybe not, maybe. So just be aware of that, right? That you shouldn't just steal pictures off the internet. These are free sources. PDF editors, maybe this is, I'm going to just talk about one last app and then I'll go back to the webinar and we'll do the draw and stuff. But let me just see. Okay, maybe I'll talk about scanners. Does that sound good, scanners? Because I think, okay, you agents, how many times in your life have you gotten some stuff from another agent and it's an image, like minutes or I don't know, because all they do is they take a picture on their phone and they save it as a JPEG, and then they give you a bunch of JPEGs, and then you have to, if you're tech savvy enough, you have to figure out, right? You have to figure out how to convert it, and there are tools that you can do that. Convert a JPEG to a PDF, and then merge them. PDF Escape is also really good, but I'm not going to have time to talk about that. That will merge documents for you, or PDF merge, I think it's called. So here's a bunch of scanners. I'm going to tell you the one I absolutely love, and JR, you beat me to it. So I'm a huge fan. So I think you'll find the same thing. So I started using PDF. Oh, my mind just went blank. PDF Expert, sorry, for editing documents. And I talk about this in our DocuSign class. So if you're going to edit and do strike-throughs and things like that. I know some of the US places you can't do that, but we can strike through, I know, we can strike through text and edit the contract and then send it for signing. So Readdle, I don't know if you say that, it's R-E-A-D-D, no, Read, L-L-E, E. That's the company that runs, does document scanning and does PDF expert editing, right? So I always look at their apps are amazing. And what they do is if we look up, let me just show you. Okay, let me go over here and I'm just gonna look up Readdle apps. Oh, my spelling was atrocious there because I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so unfortunately, Android users, they really are more about Apple currently. I don't know if they'll ever change, but so a lot of these apps are for Apple Macs and Apple devices. So PDF Expert is an amazing editing tool. And Spark is their email platform. Scanner Pro is their scanning device. So you can scan something with Scanner Pro. You can send it to Google Drive or Dropbox or Messenger or whatever. You can send it to a bunch of different places. You can save it on the app. And you can save it as a PDF, which is awesome. And you can do a bunch. Like if you're scanning 8 pages, you say first page scan, second page scan. It puts it all in one. And it is amazing. So with these guys, they usually do, if you're thinking, oh, I really need that, go look at the bundle deal, because it might be, and I don't know off the top of my head because their prices always change, but let's say you want PDF Expert and it's $13.99. They'll say, well, for $19.99, you can get PDF Expert, Scanner Pro, and Printing Pro. Okay, so it's a better deal and it's a one-time deal. Scanner Pro is awesome. And because I know that their apps are amazing, what I did just a couple days ago, because I don't really like the Apple calendar, and then I was trying some free calendars and I didn't really like them. I use my calendar all day long. If I showed you my calendar, it's crazy. It's color-coded and everything. And so I thought, well, you know what? I love Readdle's great. Their support is phenomenal. So I paid $10. I know that might seem crazy for you guys, but I live by my calendar and I was having problems with all the other calendar apps. I downloaded this app. I love it. I love it. The only thing I can't figure out how to do is to search, which I've sent them a message and I just did it yesterday. Haven't heard back. So it's an amazing, amazing app. And again, this is a company called, let me go back up so you can see, Read. Oh, it's DD. I thought it was 2 L's. Read, DDLE. That's an L, that one there. Okay. So let me flip back up here. We're going to do the draw. Hold on. I got to get back over here. Oh, that's too close. I'm sorry, you guys. Too close. Okay, let me go back up here and we'll start that presentation again. All right, cool. So how are we doing? Did you learn something today? And I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at those apps that you guys said, because I love if you can think of other apps, please put in your stuff, okay? Yeah. And again, of course, you'll get a special deal if you do the darcitalks.tips/webinar. Just go in there, you'll get your stuff, and you'll be redirected. Of course, I hope that someday you'll hire me to help you out. That's the goal. Or have me speak at your brokerage, or if you have anything to do with conferences anywhere in North America, I would love to speak at them. Because oh my goodness, my mind just went blank. See how hard it is to run a webinar when you got to do this, and you got to do this, you got to do this, you always forget. Like the California one, I absolutely had a fantastic time there. It's so fun. Okay, so questions, ask now. If you have apps, ask now. And otherwise, we're going to do a draw. Again, this is all, I love this picture. I know you can't really tell it's me, but I was honored. I got to go speak in Biloxi and Kansas City was it last year? Oh my gosh, it was so fun. And I made Terry tag along and we got to see this amazing cities, and I got to help agents in that area. So please hook me up. I love traveling. Okay, so you're gonna get a special deal to work with me, and it'll look like this when you get there. Miss the draw this time. Don't miss the draw, no. Also, if you know, I always talk about top down on my website, go to, or on this, you'll get redirected. Sorry, we just changed our website and I can't remember where things are, but it's on this page. Get access to my tech training videos. If you haven't gone through those, please. I haven't done the draw yet. You guys are too fast. I know, I have to make you wait. So you listen to me. I'm gonna do the draw right after I tell you about what the next session is gonna be. So April 5th, 9 a.m., you will get notified about this as well, but I'm going to talk about the 5 tech problems agents have, and it actually is about the systematically having your business set up. So please join us April 5th. I'm hoping. Let's see. We're going to thank Metro again. We're going to thank Remax Crest again for. Can you hear her? Thank them very much for sponsoring this webinar. That's very nice of them. I know I appreciate it. If your brokerage wants me to do the same, love to. Okay, so let's get started. You guys know win. Now, what are we going to do? How are we going to get someone to win? Of course, if you're already a member, it's not going to mean much, is it? Whoever, and I'm going to have to look at Facebook, so I'm going to have to tell you after because we're live on Facebook as well. So last time I did birthdays. I'm not going to do birthdays. How about, oh, Terry, help me out here. What should people know to win?
Pick a number between 1 and 100.
Oh,
Closest one wins.
he said, okay, pick a number between 1 and 100. You put it, you write it down. Okay, so Terry's going to pick a number between 1 and 100, and the closest person's going to win. And I can't tell you until we go look at Facebook Live too. So everybody put in, and maybe even the winner, I'll do something special for you as well as being an online member. So if you're already an online member, I'll check it out. I don't know anything. Terry's now writing that down. And I'm going to say thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Christina. Thank you guys for being here. I like it. And you know what? I think I say this all the time, is that I really appreciate when you also, you know, interact with me in these webinars. It makes it way more fun with me because I love helping you guys, but I really like, you know, I wish it was live and we could be talking to each other. I could see you, but you know, thank you, you guys. Pam, I'll see you this afternoon. Everybody else, keep going. I'm not going to close off until I know everybody's put in the numbers, so don't worry about it. And then I'm going to check Facebook. And oh, I can't show them, Terry. Terry's, no, but thank you. He wrote a big number. I can't show them until I say it's over. And we have to set the time, and then we'll look at Facebook and see who won. We'll be in touch with you to let you know that you are a winner. You're all winners. But who won the special, where's the special for one-on-one training? Leon, you're going to, if you fill out the little, oh, Darci, if you go to darcitalks.tips, see at the top, darcitalks.tips/webinar. Hold on, can I do that for you? Can I copy this? I can't do it in here. I'm going to put it in here again, Darci. It was way in the beginning, talks.tips/webinar. If you copy that and go type in the information, you'll automatically, at the end of that, be redirected to the special page. 2 years ago, I won a private membership with you and never contacted you. What? That's not good. You should have, Leon. Thank you for the nice comments, though. Now you get a chance. All right. I think we're done. I think everyone finished typing in. If you can find your little thing that you won, Leon, because I wouldn't have it still, please let me know and I'll let you in. Okay? Okay, I think everyone's finished typing. Okay, that's it. We're done. And on Facebook, I can tell what time it is. Okay, I'm going to show you the number. Oh, is that right? 33. Okay, so I'll go double check. And what's the time? 10:03. Don't put the number. I'm going to go check on Facebook too. So whoever is closest to 33 is the winner. Yay! Okay. Have a fantastic Friday, you guys. And hopefully it was okay without my lovely assistant being here helping me out. It was painful for me. Easier with him here. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Bye.